Hello there, and welcome back to Tatooine Tableflip. I'm Jimmy, and today we're going to be unboxing Yokohama from Tasty Minstrel Games. Let's drop this thing down on the table and crack it open, shall we? Okay, well the first thing we notice is the wonderfully abstract design of the artwork on the box. And on the back it shows us a really nice layout of the whole game. Looks like it would take up quite a bit of table space. Gives us a parts list, game designer, and other credits down here at the bottom. This box, by the way, is heavy. There must be a massive amount of stuff in here. So I can get it open there. And the first thing we're presented with is the rules of play. Very nice glossy paper, and looks like it's probably going to be a very dense game. I'm very interested to read through the rules and get this to the table and see what it's like. I know little to nothing about this game, and that's kind of how I like to approach newer games like this. Recently, I'm really having a good time running into games I don't know anything about, and I get to explore them as I read the rule book and then getting them to the table the first time playing them. Very interesting way to approach new games. And here you see we have some counters. Looks like it's probably resources, fish, plants, obviously coins. These look like houses. More plants. What appears to perhaps be wood, maybe? I don't know. Huh. That's I can't really tell what that is. More coins, more houses. Well, it looks like the houses are color-coded per player. And what clearly is brick. And imports. And again, another... Oh, that's an odd symbol. I can't really tell what that is. Looks like it's kanji. But that red on that particular shade of green is kind of hard to look at. And then I'm guessing these are... Oh, I see. It's the parts of the game. Yeah, here we go. Looks like, wow, a lot of it's going to be church management board, customs management board. Looks like a lot of it is. Oh, yeah, it's quite a bit. Look at all the punch board you get. That's no wonder the box is so heavy. That's a ridiculous amount. Laboratory management board, research center management board, port and dock management boards. And then some more what looks like smaller import tokens. Smaller, oh I see, 3 resources, 2 resources, 3 resources. This looks like the player boards. They give you the actions you can perform at the top. Maybe locations. Clearly Canal Church. Again, I don't know anything about this game, so I have no clue what all of this on these boards means until after I get a look at the rule book. But wow, it looks like it's going to be quite something to dig into. I can't wait. Bank location. Copper mines, 2 of them. Customs. Employment agency. It's all the same backs. A laboratory, a research center. 2 fishing grounds. A port and a dock, silk mill, 2 of those, tea plantations, and 2 blanks on that board. And then this appears to be the scoring board. And loads of the player markers and loads of markers colored per player. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, I love when games do this. They included a boatload of bags for the tokens. I love when games do that. That's really nice. So it looks like some of the cards. Let's pop these open and have a look. We can keep from damaging the cards. Or get a hold of the plastic. Sheesh. These are your smaller versions of cards. They have the linen finish that, if you've watched my show ever, you know I love the linen finish on cards. It makes them very easy to grip, but they don't slip. Well, they do slip against each other, but they don't grab like some card games have that matte finish. And the matte, if you leave them like sitting in the box for too long, the cards will stick together, and it becomes nearly impossible to shuffle or even just to deal them out. They have this weird, I don't know, strange sort of almost static electricity type of an effect where the cards will literally just hang on each other if you turn them upside down. This linen finish sort of mitigates that, so it's easy to hold on to the cards. They slide just enough that, as you can see, I'm easily shuffling through these. And those appear to be, well, some resources and some other markings on them that, again, I don't know what they're for yet. It's a little bit of Japanese written across the tops of the cards there. I don't know if you can see that. It's printed very lightly. Well, that's kind of cool. And then again, some more on these cards as well. United States of America printed across the top. It's just kanji that I'm unfamiliar with, so I can't read them outright, but a little later I'll be looking at trying to figure out what those mean, if they're important to the game or not. But if not, then, I may not waste the time. Just for interest's sake, I might get to them, but yeah, it's really kind of cool. This is what the back of the cards look like. They say order. Some of these have this, it's like a C. Oh yeah, I see it's letters. There we go. Looks like it's probably going to be, see at the bottom of the board, the scoreboard, I noticed the A, B, and C sections. Looks like that's where those will be placed. Let's get the other packet open here. And take a break on the back. Maybe resource placement. I don't know. I don't know anything. Literally anything about this game, and looking at these just makes me more and more excited. I just want to get this to the table right now and play it. These appear to be a lot of the same thing. And we get down to looks like perhaps some type of action cards. Movement step, you may place your president in an area occupied by another president. But looks like you can flip the card around. It says Great Britain. Maybe those have a game effect if they're flipped upside down. And then many of those, the backs have a gear, sort of a marker on them. Matches this symbol up at the top here. Yeah, really slick. Nice little cards, nice heavy cardboard components. This is going to be a fun little game. The little catalog from Tasty Minstrel. And that's it. As I mentioned earlier, the box was very heavy, and while we were opening, we saw why. Again, it's all mostly these punchboard components. There's a ton of stuff here that I'm going to really have to go through it. Looks like I can really sink my teeth into it. There's cards and some player tokens and markers that clearly are placed on the boards as you do things while you go through the game. But at this point, I haven't read the rulebook yet, and I know very little about the game. I preferred it that way. I specifically have avoided looking too deeply into the game while I waited for it to arrive. I wanted to be surprised. This game right now is ridiculously popular, and I haven't seen any really negative feedback or comments on folks who are playing the game. It seems that it's a huge hit, and so what I tried to do was stay, for lack of a better way to put it, as spoiler free as possible. I really wanted to go into this thing not knowing what it was that I was getting myself into. The rules are, as you saw during my pass through there, they're printed very small. It seems like there's a lot there. My understanding, though, is that the game is deceptively simple. Now, this takes on a different meaning per person, so your mileage may vary. But for me, a deep set rule system is actually preferable to a simplistic rule system. And what I mean by that is I don't want something that I can read the rule book and, just in a couple of minutes and just get right into the game, and maybe there's 3 actions you can perform, because then it gets very repetitive, and you and your friends then don't want to sit around a table. And I mean, those type of games make a good opener, but for the most part it's not something you want to base your game night around. This game looks like it is something you'll want to base your game night around, and I can't wait to dig into this rulebook this evening, have a good read through, maybe twice, and then punch out these components, separate all that out, and read through the rulebook again. This is something I like to do. I read a rulebook usually a second or third time with all the components laid out in front of me, so I get a really solid idea of what it is I don't know. It's a to the tactile aspect, I guess. And so if I can hold it and look at it while I'm reading through the rule, everything just seems to click, unless the rule book is really poorly written. And I haven't heard that about this. I haven't heard that about this game at all. So I'm really, really looking forward to digging in and just getting on with and getting this to the table as soon as possible, and having 2 or 3 games in an evening or over the course of an afternoon and evening, and just really laying into it. That's it for this time. This was kind of a short one, but really, even though there's a lot of cardboard components, tokens and whatnot, it really wasn't a lot of stuff in the box. So it was fairly simple to just breeze right through this. I imagine though I've got quite a bit of time ahead of me punching this all out. But hey, if you guys like the show, why don't you give us a like down there, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new unboxings or the regular episodes when they come out. And you can reach me directly at jimmie@boardgamerblues.com, or you can follow us at Facebook and Twitter at @BoardGamerBlues. That's it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.